right. We are live. All right, we're live. All right, so today we got a interesting guest. We have somebody local for the Maverick Times podcast, episode 86, guys. We're already up to 86. Can you believe that? We're going to be mixing up the podcast with VJ Encore. Again, he's a local VJ here in Eagle Pass, and he's available, does his VJ stuff. You can see him in the club, you see him in events. This guy's practically everywhere, mixing up all this music, doing a different genres, and keeping the people entertained and dancing around. So let's bring him on board. VJ
Hey, what's up,
Encore, what's
Isaac?
going on, man?
Not much, man. Just here. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
No, yeah, thanks, man. I know we've been kind of back and forth with a date, and this is something that we've been trying to work on for a while. So I know I was telling you that I was a little bit under the weather and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
we still had to make this happen. So what's going on? Do you have any events happening on tonight? Got something going on?
Yeah, actually, tonight we have a Tejano Thursday there at Onyx. They get pretty good. A mix of Tejano,
Tejano Thursdays?
Norteño. Yeah, Tejano Thursdays.
So you do every type of music? Like you can do
So,
whatever, whenever, however. Like
yeah, so far, yes.
let's say you know what I want, I want a party. VJ Encore, I'm calling you up.
Mm-hmm.
I want nothing but 70s. You can do that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
60s?
yeah, yeah. I would have to study a little bit more, but once I study like the
Right,
songs and
we
all
weren't
that,
even born back then or anything.
yeah,
No,
I'll
yeah,
make it
man.
flow.
We're glad to have you on. We got a couple of questions, if you don't mind. That way,
No, no, go
the
for it.
people, the audience out there, they can get to know you a little bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, for people that may not know you, who is VJ Encore, and how did you get started in music?
Well, I'm a local DJ here, obviously in Eagle Pass. I started DJing about back in 2012. Yeah, they're at Southbound. It was already closing down, and my brothers was like, "You should just DJ, man," because we always party in my room. Like, I would make a playlist, and we'd be vibing, and we'd go and be like, "Okay," like, it would kill our vibe sometimes. And so, my brother knew Sergio, was his name, the owner at Southbound at the time, and like, hey, he can DJ for free, just give him a shot. So I started playing music, and it was just my selection of music that way I would put them in order that kept me like kept the fans engaged, I guess the public.
Hmm.
Because I was really mixing, I was just blending the songs. Just okay, one's finishing, the other one's going in. But the song selection would make it sound like it didn't matter. Like the song's badass or really good. The next one, the next one, the next one.
No, yeah, because I
And
think
so
all of us have been in a club or something once where you're going and there's a badass song, and then all of a sudden, what? Like, what? What? The transition to another song, it's like, what the hell is
Mhm.
this? And then you lose
Yeah.
everybody that's in the dance floor, right? Porque yeah,
Hmm.
the flow's
Yeah.
kind of gone
Exactly.
there. I know exactly what you mean. So you
Hmm.
started off
Hmm.
free as a DJ there at Southbound
Hmm.
at 2014, you
Yes.
said? So you're talking
2012.
about
2012.
I'm sorry, 2012. So you're talking about 14
Hmm.
years ago. So you've been
Hmm.
doing this a pretty good while here in Eagle Pass area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it just in Eagle Pass, or do you also go to like the surrounding area?
Yeah, I've gone to the Rio, San Antonio, New Braunfels, Bernie. It's just trying to expand. But you did all do weddings over there, quinceañeras, even Bracketville. Man, that one time at Bracketville, that was like a club, dude. Like people were just showing up with their beer on their cases on the floor, no chairs, no tables. It was like an open free for all.
Well,
That,
see,
that
I
was that
think
was a
those
good
are
night.
probably the coolest ones, aren't they? Just
Hmm.
keep on coming, keep on coming. Um, when was the moment you realized this wasn't just a hobby for you, that you wanted to start taking it serious?
Um, that's a good question. I never really thought about it. It's just keep doing it and doing it, and it's just blended in naturally, I guess.
Eventually, it just
I
became
guess,
you.
yeah, I guess maybe when I started messing with the flyers and then programming the lights and like it was me, I mean. But I would say maybe because at first I started as like, okay, um, I'm DJing, I'm getting paid, I'm having a good time, you know. And then little by little, it's more like can turn more into my work career, you could say, in that sense. Um, but I really can't. I just been doing it like every weekend, so I can't really say it just. Now I'm glad I did it. I listened to my brother, like no lie, because I didn't want to. I just wanted to go enjoy the night. I didn't really want to, I guess, work, right?
It was more
So
just fun. You wanted to have fun instead of having to work.
yeah.
But now it just
Mm-hmm.
became you. That's crazy. So you started
Mm-hmm.
with the music, and then you slowly integrated the lights over here, and little aspects that I guess a lot of
Mm-hmm.
DJs VJs use.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's a good question. And let me ask you that. It's a little bit off of what I was going to say. VJ, DJ, what's the difference? Can you tell us?
Oh, yeah, VJ started like kind of like an homage to the MTV, the video jockeys, because they would play music videos. And so
Mm-hmm.
I started playing with music videos because I would have like my vehicles with screens on the back
Okay.
seats or whatever.
Awesome.
But back then it was just DVD, so I would burn videos on DVD and jam out with the music playing while the videos playing as well.
Oh,
And
okay, okay.
so and DJ was a disc jockey, right? I never messed with this or anything. That was kind of respect to the DJs at that time. But now, like, they call me DJ or that, and I'll go with it. Or even sometimes just Encore, like my flyers, my name, my logo, whatever is just Encore now. Like I don't put the VJ DJ just nomás así. Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, I didn't
but
even know
but
that,
that's why
man.
I named it.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah, cool.
But yeah, a lot of people why VJ, and it's because of that. hmm
Cool, cool. I had no idea, man. Because I've heard other like VJs, but I think you're the
hmm
only VJ that I've heard here. I think everybody uses DJ.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ.
So, who influenced your sound early on, and did it evolve over time, or how did you get influenced on what your kind of rhythm is?
Well, I was nothing but hip hop. Probably to me the best generation was like from the late 90s, all 2000s, 2010. I mean, it's still good, but and that's why I named myself Encore as well because I would play songs that nobody would play, like the older songs. 'Cause it was a point where people were like, "Man, that song is old. Why are you playing it? You gotta play new stuff." And I'm like, "Why am I gonna play new if it's not good and the old song is better?" You know. And I'm a party person, like I'm a party vibe. So if I'm partying, I'm like, when a new song is good, I mean, it's gonna be good. Like you just hear it and like, this is good. You could drop it and it'll work. But when it's like iffy, it's like I don't know, like sometimes they'll request me songs and I'll play them in. And there's been requests where it's like it goes off and then I got to pick it back up, or there's been requests that I never heard and like, oh, it's going off. So I add it to my library. Like I'm always open. I rarely say no unless I can't or they want me to play a certain genre when it's not that type of night. And so,
You got some people on here in the comments. Rudy the G,
oh yes,
Itaka,
Rudy,
shouting out Encore. You have Lando,
yes,
Fortis,
oh
number
yeah,
one
no, he's
supporter,
always been
day
down.
one, VJ Encore.
Day one, back in the Southbound days. No, yeah, I think Fortis and a lot of other friends that would support me. I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna be here at Southbound. We didn't be too many, but eventually people would see people. People like to go where they see people.
Hmm.
And they would go and they would stick around, and then eventually people, oh, there's some people, let's go. And so yeah, I always appreciated that. I always tell them all the time. If it wasn't for them, I don't know, I probably wouldn't have kept going. The support they show. I'll probably
Yeah,
like, oh man, no one's
that's
here.
what makes it happen. The buddies that support you. I can totally
hmm
relate with that, man. Um,
hmm
you got Joey Nojosa dropping some eyeballs on here. You have Ma Marliti. That's a long name.
Yeah,
On
Mighty D.
on on YouTube, shouting out.
Buenas noches.
All right, well, let's get back to some of these questions. So, music and culture go hand in hand. Do you think music says, what do you think music says about the community here in Eagle Pass? ¿Qué le gusta
We
a la
love to cook
raza?
out. We love to cook out. Different genres, right, all the time, but usually the Tejano, the cumbias, some
is,
pues corridos, something like. But
is that what you get
mhm.
more than anything? Cumbias, Mexican music, or what
uh,
typical, what is it that you're playing?
Oh no, no, that's like kind of like what I hear, like you're like, when you drive around town or, your neighbor has a loudspeaker outside, as you hear like those classic songs, like
Yeah.
the same songs and we still like them, we still like them. But no, I play everything. Like I said, I started playing hip hop, and people would ask me, "Do you do like different types of genre?" Like, no, just hip hop because I was just barely starting out. And then I started liking and back in 2012, 2013, that EDM dance with like the
Okay.
Pitbull, J Lo, Rihanna, all that Calvin Harris style. So I started adding that into my hip hop, and people are like, "Hey man, sometimes we don't even have to go to San Antonio anymore. Yeah, there's better clubs or whatever, but the music's the same. Like we go and like, you know." And so I would go to San Antonio a lot too. So I would listen to what they would play and what would work, and try to bring that sound here. Now I hardly go to San Antonio, you know, but I do like being more in control now than going somewhere.
You, well, you
Este.
get to set what people get to listen to here, man. Because a lot of times, I mean, I know me. Whenever I would go a bunch of the clubs and bars back then, I would learn
Hmm.
songs when I was there. Like, oh shit,
Hmm.
what song is that? What song is that? And then pues, from there you
Hmm.
start listening and catching on to the songs.
Hmm.
Do you think local artists here get enough support, or do you think that we can still help them out and there's a gap there?
Yeah, I think there's a gap. I think we need to support more. That's for sure. Whatever way possible. Because I'm thinking like, nah, why are you even doing this? For example, Bad Bunny 10 years ago, he was at a grocery store, bagging groceries, and look at him now, you know. I mean,
Super Bowl,
and,
Super
and
Bowl,
yeah,
Super Bowl performer just lately, right?
yeah, and he had doubters, and I'm sure a lot of local artists have doubters. Look at Frontera. I'm pretty sure people are like, nah, este group's gonna play at the after or at the quinceañera, and look at them now. And that was 3 years ago. Well, no, about 3, 4 years ago, maybe. That they blew up. They sampled the correct song, their style, and boom. And for they're from down the line, they work with all that almost all the major Latin artists now.
Yeah,
Like,
with the features and all that stuff that they do with them, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
that's crazy. I mean, it just takes that one song, that one time that
Yes.
somebody hears you, the right person hears you, and then from there
Mm-hmm,
it's all the way up.
mm-hmm.
You got
But
Rudy
usually,
here listening, also saying that nope, that artists don't get the support that
yeah,
they
like I
all
always
need.
play like when they make new music and they give it to me, I play it. Like I don't back away from playing it. You know.
Any type of music, you mean?
Yeah. Hmm. Like sometimes I'll get from Adrian Diaz and
Okay.
Crazy Crazy Pimps. Sometimes they'll send me their songs as well,
Oh
and
shit,
I'll
that's
play them.
cool. So
Hmm.
you're actually supporting these local artists
Hmm.
by in your VJ stuff whenever you're out there in your events and you're pushing
Hmm.
all this their new songs out there. That's awesome, man. I
Hmm.
didn't know that.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, no, no.
well, why do you think? What's something that people don't understand when you're trying to build this kind of career, especially coming from a smaller city?
Uh, Sometimes people think it's easy. I've seen people buy gear and then they sell it because, oh, it's not for me. First you gotta be musical, I would say. We all love music, but there's like a certain, uh, I guess, vibe that you just have, where it just flows, and I don't know how to teach that, like, but I've seen a lot of that, and a lot of DJs keep trying and trying, and I wish them all the best, and but sometimes they just fold or life happens, or they're like, no, it's not for me, and they give up, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, we're all do different things, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll try something, that's good, not for me.
No, yeah.
Pero no, yeah,
That's
pero
very true. That's very true. So now, talking about that, so what are the biggest challenges that you face to grow your brand right now, the VJ Encore brand?
um on me on my I've always been very I guess shy, camera shy. Like but now that's kind of faded away, I guess with the time and age, I don't know.
So,
So usually
so,
you don't see my. Mhm. Go ahead, bro.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but so like this podcast, it's something that you wouldn't be able to do before.
I did once, but I was like nervous, and I was a bit more relaxed, chill. Um, but yeah, I would say probably my issue would probably be because people know me, or at least they know my name, my logo, or my drop, whatever. But maybe they don't recognize my face too much. So I need to start putting my face like on my flyers, like to just so, you know,
Get that
and
face
that.
recognition. Well,
Yeah.
everybody hears your sound, right? I mean, like I'm saying, I was scrolling down your Facebook right now. I noticed that.
Mm.
I mean, you're everywhere, man. You do gigs with the city. You're out there.
Yeah.
I know I've seen you doing gigs with the county before around there doing music.
Hmm.
I just saw a flyer that you're going to be out there for the Paul Wall that's coming up soon.
Paul
I
Wall.
know a lot of people my
Next
age
Friday.
appreciate that. We used to bang
Hmm.
Paul Wall back in the day. Uh,
The sitting
we're
sideways.
yeah, well, we're a little older now, ¿verdad? Pero I mean,
Hmm.
I remember when those mixtapes used to come out with Paul Wall, and it
Hmm.
was a Texas thing back then.
Oh yeah, yeah, no.
But that's awesome. When is that coming up?
It's next Friday, May 8th. They're
May 8th at the
hmm
Moonlight Ballroom, right?
at the Moonlight Bar.
Awesome.
Let me get my let me see, because man, I've just been busy all week.
That's good. That's good, man.
Yeah, I mean, something like, hey, do you even sleep? I go, yeah, a little bit here and there.
um,
Pero pues, I mean, I like doing what I'm doing right and all that. But still, man, let me just get through really quick. I thought I had it saved, but yeah. So it'll be Friday, May 8th. There at the Moonlight. The doors open at 8 p.m. We have special guests Chronic, Jags, Scooby, Gummy, and Rail. And it's a 18 plus event. So you don't have to be 21. You can be 18 and go. It's also
awesome.
sponsored by Paradise, and of course, it's Promotions Trevino. They got 46 years doing there at the Moonlight. Yeah,
Oh
that's a
yeah,
long time as well. To still
yeah,
be running events.
I've gone to a couple of them. I remember, I think the last ones, it was a while back though. Whenever that clown came down, what was his name? Funny ass clown, Mexican clown.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I remember, but I don't remember his
I don't
name.
remember his name, but yeah. Um, Look, we got Lando saying, so you do an Encore Fest?
Yeah,
Encore Fest.
every
Can you tell
year.
us a little bit about that?
We started it back at Fat Desert. It was my 10th year DJing. So me and my friend DJ CD Fuse, we DJed that one. The next year, we're like, hey, pues let's do two. And so it was me, CD Fuse, and Chico de Luna. And then the third one, that's when I brought in more. I can't remember now because I don't have the flyers, but I had like about, uh, what was it? It's the 12 DJs over 2 days, I believe. They're at Fat Desert.
Damn.
And then the fourth one, I wanted to. I had 2 days también, Friday and Saturday, and like about 12 DJs, one from San Antonio. On the third one, I had a friend from Dallas, and también me echó por a lot. I can't remember the names. I'll say Super Chris, Bambino, uh, of course Chavaria. Has gone to my events. That's the only events he goes most of the time. Whenever I do. This year he couldn't go because he opened his Sabor con what's his name? Los taquitos that he has. He opened it up
Oh,
over there
okay,
in
okay. Uh huh.
San Antonio. I'm just trying to remember names. B-Rat from the rear as well. And then Horns, and then Danny Red. Who else? I don't want to leave anyone out. Of course, CD Fuse has been there. But I think that's for now. Yeah, I'm trying to remember more. But that was from this year.
That's a
But
lot of names already as it is, man. So you invite
mm-hmm,
these guys out so they can have an opportunity, to just showcase their stuff as well.
mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, some are more established than others, but I try to, like, push them, like, give them a shot, like, and it's fun. Like, one time I think I didn't DJ like 20 minutes on my Encore Fest, and people were like, "No, man, you need an hour at least. Like, it's your fest." I go, "Yeah, but I just wanted to enjoy like everyone else, like
Oh,
so."
that's awesome, man. That's paying it forward right there, man. That's
Hmm.
awesome. I didn't know that. I mean, I've heard of the Encore Fest.
Hmm.
I mean, I figured that you guys battle or like did something like that. It's been a while
Hmm.
since I've been in the club scene, man. I can't remember the last time
Yeah, no, no, yeah.
I've gone. But let me see. We have another comment. There's a gap between artists, bars, clubs, owners, and patrons. There's everyone as competition and not like culture and nightlife. It's been impossible to promote a bar crawl here in downtown has potential. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
There you
agree
go.
with her. I think that if
Hmm.
maybe they'd be a little bit more focused on the culture downtown, and bring people in. Of course, you got to have security and stuff like that, because of also, there is a lot of people that has a potential to be there, and stuff can go sideways. But I think that
Hmm.
it's a good thing. You have to have different types of things so people can de-stress, have a good time, relax, have some fun. And these are places that people like to go. People like to listen to music. People like to drink a couple of beers, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think that talent is enough in the line of work that you do, or do you have to be marketing and networking all the time?
Talent would be, but of course it comes in with the marketing. It has to be like both. You have to promote, and I guess like this make appearances, and not be camera shy, obviously. But yes, yeah, I mean you have to have talent to stay relevant. You can be your promotions can be really good, but I mean you gotta stay relevant at the end of the day. So yeah, you need the talent. Uh, but yeah, I've seen some stories of DJs where they just have a lot of promotion and followers, and then they show up somewhere and like 30 minutes into their set, the barn, hey, you need to go. Like, like not here, just
Yeah,
stories I've heard like on TikTok or whatever. Like, man, this
yeah.
guy has like 20,000 followers, and they're all excited, and then like, nah, man, you gotta go. Like,
You gotta
but
be
yeah,
you gotta be that one then, huh?
but you gotta have both. Yes, you do nowadays.
Yeah.
Yes, you need marketing.
Guys, if
Video
you haven't
clips.
already, chat, if y'all are watching, like this post, share this post, make sure everybody gets to see it. VJ Encore here, answering a few more questions for us, being a good sport. Um, have you ever felt overlooked or doubted? And how did you respond to that?
Um, without it. Yeah, maybe this one time, uh, another DJ would doubt me, and then he heard I had a gig somewhere, and they're like, "Hey man, like everyone's saying you did a good night. You're really good," because he paid me to do his gig to cover from. I don't want to say name because I don't want to.
Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool.
But then that's when like he's like, "Nah, you know what you're doing," like and so yeah, you know.
It's always good to surprise those people, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
what do you think separates artists such as yourself who make it and don't make it in your line of work?
Sometimes it's was of course like Floyd Mayweather, hard work, dedication. Like you got to keep going at it, keep updated with all that. But sometimes you just gotta like have it, like it comes naturally sometimes, that helps out a lot. Um, you know, but I mean, keep like the practice of the practice and the practice. Uh, and I be honest, I don't practice too much, like I used to. Now it's just like my practice is like when I'm not even I wouldn't call it practice, but when I'm performing, right? That's like, but I do it so many times a week that I don't have to find time to practice.
Well, before, can you describe what would practice be for you? Before you reach where you're at right now, what would you used to do when you would practice?
Just basically, so the thing I really had good is the way I put songs in a certain order that it hits one hits you and the other one hits you and the one hits you and behind the scenes, some certain songs it's like I'm telling a story, like they relate to each other in a certain way. If you really listen to the lyrics that the songs that I play, you'll see, oh, okay, like one leads up to the other,
And,
it's and that.
you do that beforehand, or is that something once you get there you decide, or you already have kind of a list ready to go?
Sometimes I'll have a list, but for the most part, it's on the fly. Like I'm like that, and then I'm thinking, and I think to myself, I start giggling, like, hey, this one's gonna go hard, the next one, and sure enough, like like it's just I don't know, like, but yeah, it would just be me, learning the basics of DJing and all that, and making sure the sound sounds smooth, no uh the transitions and all that just flow, into each other, right? But to me, it's always been the song selection, like that's always helped me and will probably always help me, like no matter what. Like even I was once at a party and they're like, "Hey, the music's really good." And like, "Oh yes, he's a DJ." So I just made a playlist on the quick on Apple Music. Uh, And but at least someone noticed. I didn't think anyone was gonna notice. I was just playing songs that I would have played if I was DJing in that order,
Uh-huh.
and and like yeah, well, at least somebody got surprised. Like they're actually paying attention to what I was doing, behind the scenes because no
Yeah,
one knew.
yeah. Um,
Hmm.
so, how do you balance your personal life with the grind of building your name?
Uh, it's hard, but what I would say, I mean, you gotta like what you're doing, to keep doing it. And of course, pues, you get paid, right? So you get paid to do something you like. That's anyone, has a career or profession, you're getting paid doing something you like. Something we might not like where we're at, but we all have, if you really want to be somewhere, you can go somewhere. You just got to put that effort into it. And I think a lot of stories were like, people had regular jobs, like, friends, and they put effort, go to school, and boom, now they're doing good, like better.
Hmm.
It's just, I guess it's just the drive. You just gotta have it. I mean, because it's all possible here. That's the good thing about here in the US, that it's on you. Like, yeah, sometimes some of us have rougher roads, but for the most part, if you really want something, you can achieve it. Like, like
Yeah,
you can do it, I think.
absolutely, absolutely. Going off of that, what's one lesson you learned the hard way in this industry?
Mm, the hard way, I wouldn't know, honestly. I mean, I haven't really had any like I'd say problems. Maybe thinking like me when I started, like, knew that they knew how to mess with equipment, like certain equipment. I said, hey, you think you can do this? So like, yeah, and I didn't, you know, just so I can get to do it. But then I just be panicking or whatever, and it all turned out good, but still, but I was like, what do you even say I could, like, when I couldn't. But then you adapt, and yeah, like, just go from there. But yeah, the one time, yeah, I did feel like snap.
Um, where do you see yourself in the next few years?
Well, of course, I'll still be DJing, as there's not really like a age limit in a sense. The good thing now, people enjoy good music. It's not so much like when we were growing up, like, yeah, it's a DJ, yeah, like he's been here forever. Like, no, like, the younger generation, they're really more open to it. Doesn't matter. They're like, we just want to have a good time. We don't care who's up there doing this or that. You can see Tiesto still out. He's like 56, 57, I believe. And then I'm in a group of DJs on Facebook where I see people that are like 70. They're like, hey, I'm still DJing, but people help me carry my stuff. And that person still gets like hired, like, for events. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I see myself here, and being bigger, and plus having more events and winning to all that. Maybe do more if I can out of town. You know, uh, some people tell me to go to San Antonio, Austin, and they're big, man, you'll be good over there. But I like Eagle Pass, man. Like, I know we all, hey, Eagle Pass, whatever, but I like it here. And I mean, hopefully I can stick around, right, for a long time. But. Um, but yeah, but I see myself, I do gotta, like, do more videos of me mixing, doing quick mixes, like, for TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. It's not I'm not too worried about what I do. I know get me there, but the thing is I need to do it. Like, the little
Mhm.
clips and stuff like that. And like I told you earlier, like, I was shy, like, so now I'm putting my face out there, with I really wouldn't put it too much, like, on social media or anything like that. Just like, for certain things, events or whatever.
And what's your handle for social media? You have Facebook, Instagram. You want to throw it
Yeah,
out
just
there for everybody?
usually it's BJ Encore, with the V, and then J, and then Encore, the way it's spelled. It's pretty much that on all three of them, or I don't know, or TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Always when they're on Facebook here, they could add me, follow me. And for Snapchat, I'm in BJ Encore.
Nice.
Instagram. I need to mess with Instagram too, because I've gotten some opportunities through there where I don't follow up because I don't really use it, but I know that's a lot of, like, that's where a lot of artists and DJs use the most,
No, yeah,
like the
I
Instagram.
probably I've had an Instagram for the Maverick Times for a long time, and I mean it's just made, and I never used it until
Hmm.
recently, maybe about 2 months, and then all of a sudden, I put a couple of
Hmm.
videos on there or something, and boom, I think I have
Hmm.
about 8,000
Yeah.
followers now, and I'm like, oh
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
yeah,
nice, nice.
yeah, cool, cool. Let me see. Let's take some. You got some shout outs here. Tony Rodriguez,
Oh,
VJ
Tony.
Encore.
Shout out
Um,
Guapo.
you got Mercedes Sanchez Sotelo
Hey,
saying what's
Mitchell.
up. You have Chicho de Luna. I think you had just
Oh,
mentioned him a little bit
Chico.
earlier.
Yes, Chico.
Cool, cool, cool. Let's see.
Chico.
Comment. DJs and bartenders are very underrated here in town. We have some very talented people. No, I definitely
Hmm.
agree with that. I think that for some reason, our artist side of our community doesn't get that much of a light on it. But I think we do have a lot of talented people. I mean, we have a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of athletic type people that are talented as well. But I think that those are the ones that are pushed more than anything, where we should also give the same appreciation, push, and recognition to those artists such as yourself, singers, musicians,
Hmm.
you know, from all different types of genres. I mean, we have the mariachi here, we have singers, we have rappers here as well, you know, and all that.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I definitely agree with that comment. Um, what project are you working on right now, if any, and what should the people be watching out for?
Uh, well, one, I'm starting with my brother. We're gonna start like a music production and song remixes. My brother Conrad. He's my older brother. He's the one that pushed me to DJ. And I'm building my little studio here at my house.
Oh,
I
nice.
had the equipment, some equipment for a while, but it's just there. Like I said, it just sat right there. Um, but yeah, I started doing that. Maybe I'm not too much producing music, but maybe a lot of things, a lot of big time DJs now, they always, that's the one thing they say, you can be a club DJ forever, but you want to get bigger, bigger, you gotta make music, and that's the way you only need one music, I mean, one song to get you somewhere, and then the venues will start calling you clubs, bars, whatever, open up for concerts, like, and I have a few friend of those that open up. I have a friend that he open once open for Pitbull,
Oh,
uh,
shit.
Superfly DJ Superfly from Minnesota. He's from here, but
Okay.
he's in Minnesota. So I'm like, man,
Oh,
that's
so he's
like,
from Eagle Pass, though.
yes,
Okay, cool,
yeah,
cool.
and I'm like, man, like that's really good. Also, like now, I mean, I've done a lot of artists opening up for like, well, Paul Wall is probably gonna be the biggest one on the, I guess, English side, but on the Spanish side, and thanks to the Treviño promotions, Luis and Marcos for giving me an opportunity for that. I've DJed for Duelos, Sólido, Signo, Fiero Hinaga, uh, just to name a few, and Reyes Locos, Apache, Maquinaria Norteña, like big time, artists here in the regional area,
That's what I
you
was
know.
about to say. Those are some pretty big names you're mentioning there, and I mean,
Hmm.
Pawa. I mean, maybe he's not. It, he was a lot more popular back then, and I think when
Yeah.
we were younger. But he's not anybody
Hmm.
to like. It's Paul Wall, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Paul
um,
Weezy, what it
yeah,
do?
yeah, exactly, man.
Hmm.
I mean, back in the day with Paul Wall, Michael Watts, Chameleon. Uh, who else? Mike Jones, all that little
Mike
Texas
Jones.
movement, man. I
Hmm.
mean, that was
Little
big at
Flip.
one point, real
Hmm.
big at one point.
Hmm.
Everybody wanted tried to copy that Texas style, and like
Swang. Hmm.
yeah, that past like what did it last about 5 years or so. That
Hmm.
everybody wanted to tap into that Houston vibe.
Yeah.
I remember that, man, growing up. But yeah, man, that's awesome. Hopefully, I could visit, because I mean, listening to Paul Wall, we don't get too many chances, especially down here. We don't get artists, at
Yeah.
least from the English
Hmm.
side,
Hmm.
right? We do get some Spanish from time to time, but
Hmm.
very rarely the English ones come, like rappers, hip hop, and all that. So that's something to look out for. Again, that's May 8th, 8 o'clock, right?
Yes, at the
Yeah,
Moonlight.
at the Moonlight.
And
And
then
shout out to uh, the Moonlight Ballroom as well. I know they're doing their thing. They're trying to bring as many people as they can. I've been trying
mhm.
to tell them to bring back, see if they can get what's his name. He used to sing from them too. ¿Cómo se llama? He's always on the Facebook. He used to be part of that Houston, the one who man, he's slipping my mind right now. ¿Cómo se llama? He's always copying Canelo. I know you know who I'm talking about.
Mm.
I always have him here on my Facebook. Now it's gonna bother me if I don't find it. It starts with a C. Este,
Let's see.
man.
Comedian as well.
No, no, no. The one
No,
who would
okay.
do the parody type songs.
Yeah, Chingo Bling.
Chingo Bling, andale. Sorry.
Hmm.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Good save, good
Hmm.
save. Chingo Bling. I can't believe I forgot it. I'm always chingándole. I'm always sending him messages on X and stuff, man, telling him to come down here. And I think I've messaged also the Moonlight once, like, hey, bring Chingo Bling back, because that guy's hilarious, man.
Hmm.
It's funny the way he kind of went, right? He used to do the rap thing, and then now he's doing
Yeah.
stand-up comedy and stuff like that.
Yeah, the comedy. Hmm.
Will we see you doing stand-up comedy sometime soon, BJ?
I don't know. I mean, I make jokes, but I don't know. I'm just funny naturally, I guess. I'll say things, that are funny, but no, I don't think I got it in me, no.
Este, you got Felix rocking with
Oh,
the
yeah, shout out to
best.
Felix, my brother,
Shout out
the
Felix.
man that have supported me, obviously as well, my family and everybody.
Fidel Luna with a Chingo Bling save. Thanks, guys. I don't know how I
You
let it slip my mind. I'm over here in interview mode. Totally forgot Chingo Bling. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Um, so, if someone is hearing your name for the first time today, what do you want them to remember about VJ Encore?
um, just that I'm here to, try to make you have a good time at least once, or that one time when you're down and you need to have a good time. If you go where I'm at, I'm always about making, the customers have a good time, like at least enjoy that night, that moment, and let your problems, slip away a little bit. Let the music take you, wherever it takes you, and you know, and enjoy it, have a good night. And the next day, but yeah, you're back to the routine or whatnot. But yeah, try to make unforgettable nights with memories, or that you hear a certain song 10 years from now, and you're like, oh, I remember when Uncle would play that song. Where was that? Wherever I was at, whatever, bar or whatever,
Hell yeah. I mean, I didn't
and
think about it, but you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head there, because that's what people go for, right? To have a good time, no
hmm
matter what they're going through in their lives, when they get in that club, they just want to have a good time. And
yeah,
I guess
hmm
they're putting their confidence in you to lead them there, to lead them to that good
hmm
time. And that's
yeah, and
something that, yeah, people will
I
never forget.
see, and I see that in a sense because I hardly get requests. Like maybe I'll get one or two, maybe if anything, a night. Before we get more requests, but now it's like maybe people are like, nah, let him do what he's doing. Like he knows what he's doing. Or sometimes they'll be like, can you play this song? And it's the song I already had lined up next. Like it kind of reach their mind, They're like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, okay, yeah. And they won't request anymore. They'll be like, oh, just do what you do,
Take the
So
wheel, VJ.
yeah,
Take the
take the wheel,
wheel,
Jesus.
Encore. um, how important for you is it to represent your city or your roots in the music you play?
uh, Big, like I said, like a lot of people like have told me, let's go to San Antonio. I mean, you don't have to be down in Eagle Pass, whatever. But like I said, I love Eagle Pass. I know we all have our things, our issues, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's I guess our home. Some of us will probably be here our lives. Some might not. Like the rest of our lives. And as long as I'm here, plus I try to make it. At least yeah, he's there. It's gonna be a good time. Or when I get hired for private events, because we do weddings, quinceañeras, and all that. I try to bring that nightlife vibe, that club vibe to your event. And you can see how I have some quinceañeras like where they're teenagers, they're partying, not like us back in the day. We're like, let's get out of here, let's go somewhere else. Now they stay and they're like, andan, haciendo ambiente. I mean, it changes, here and there, but of course the DJ has to know what she's doing to make sure the party, stays lit. Because I'm always like at the quinceañera, I'm like, man, I gotta play for the youngsters because eventually they'll start leaving, but I don't want them to. They want them to stay. You know.
That makes sense. I guess the longer they stay, the better job that you're doing, right?
Hmm.
Um, so, what would you like to see change in the local music scene, if anything?
Um, I guess just more support, especially for local artists. Like maybe on the radio, here did events here and there, or people showcasing their talents. And people actually like showing up. I know we're all busy and what have. But like I said, like all the big artists, they all start somewhere. unless you're like I'm trying to think of who, unless like your one of your parents was like a big time artist and you have like maybe Beyonce's and Jay-Z's kids, they have a chance to if they're we don't even have talent. I'm not too sure on that yet. I wouldn't know, but they'll have like a stage already, like where people might follow them, but they can be the same as them. I mean, I wouldn't know. Uh,
Yeah.
but I just can't think of anybody right now that was like that. Their one of their parents was good, and then they were better. I'm sure there is. I can't. It can't come to my head right now. But as far as like everybody else, probably we all start somewhere, right? Like so. But the support, yeah, that would be. You know,
What needs to happen?
I don't think they. hmm
What advice would you give young artists trying to follow in your path?
Um, just grind and work. Like don't let anybody like tell you can't do it. If you really want to do it and you feel like you got something, like just go for it. It is a little bit it's a hard life, I guess a little bit hard. But I mean for me it's been fun. I like doing it. Like I'm never like, oh, I gotta go DJ or whatever. Like I was looking forward to it. Like and before every event I always like, oh thank the man upstairs, like that I'm there. Like I always do that silently, I don't say it out loud, but in my head I'm like, just thank you, like and then just go from there. But yeah, I mean, just keep doing it and grinding, and eventually, people will support you, hopefully, and family. But of course, your family and your friends they play a big part. Like me, I would DJ for friends' parties, family parties when I was barely starting out. So that was cool, like to me, because they can be like, "Hey, yeah, change it. You don't know what you're doing," or but yeah, that does help a lot. So find a support group, I guess, like that will support you,
Yeah.
you know. And you just go from there, and eventually you get a little following here and there, and you
Yeah.
know,
For the community that's watching, what's one message that you would want to tell them?
um, good question. Um, I'm not sure you caught me there on that one.
How
I
about
guess on the
go tonight to where were you going to be at?
Onyx Tejano Thursday.
Onyx Thursday, and what is it? Tejano Thursday.
Yeah, it's we play Tejano, Norteño, Cumbia's country.
Onyx, and that's a new club that we have here, right? Recently opened.
Yeah, it's downtown, corner of Commercial Main, where used to be Pegasus.
Yeah, yeah, that's
That
right.
that's where it's at. See, but
Cool,
it's
cool.
gotten good. Like tomorrow we're also having a Selena night, so it's a tribute to Selena
Oh
and the
wow.
90s Tejano All Stars. So it's like kind of, when all the night like in the 90s that Tejano was like really big. Well, especially here. But it's still big, but I think that was like the golden era of Tejano, the 90s. And
And
it's most of the classics we play.
yeah, yeah. And what age groups do you see there? Do you see, young kids, older, our age, much
No,
older?
from 21 to there's really no limit. Like I said, like everyone's real now, more respectful. I've seen an older gentleman go in, like maybe 78, 75 maybe, and everyone's like, hey, like, o sea, no one's like, hey, what does old man want here? Everyone understands, hey, he's just enjoying the night. O sea,
Yeah.
like, but no, yeah, it's changed. Like, I really see it. Like, I think everyone's, they're in the bar scene's comfortable. Like, I don't think age plays too much, everyone
Everybody just
just, well,
wants
if
to
you get
have a
along,
good
you get
time.
along. And they're in a little circle. So and yeah, you don't bother me, I don't bother you. It's all good, like everything's good. You know.
That's how it is, right? All right. Well, I mean, man, we appreciate you joining on. I know you have a gig coming up there again at Onyx, Tejano Thursday, Tejano nights, guys. If
hmm
you're not doing anything
hmm
tonight, head up to watch VJ Encore do his thing. Been doing his thing for 14 years now, and is still doing his thing.
hmm
He can do anything from what we talked about classics in the 90s. He was saying Selena Night, a tribute going down tomorrow again at Onyx. Tejano Thursdays, all the music range. Encore, do you want to tell them how they can get in contact with you if they want to book you for a wedding, quinceañera, or a gig?
yeah, you can through social media. I'll try to reply as soon as I can. Something, we get busy, but I always try to reply. Like, I never leave it like seen or anything like that. Like, I'll open the message, reply. Also, my phone number is 830-421-0379. Again, it's 830-421-0379. Feel free to call. If I don't answer, leave a voicemail or send me a text message, right? They're just inquiring about my services. But yeah, I've done like you said, events for the city with the county. I've done school events like pep rallies,
Mhm.
things of that nature, birthday parties, obviously, weddings, quinceañeras. Plus, obviously, thanks to, Trevino Productions, Luis and Marcos, I DJ with big artists, and yeah, like local artists as well. I've done events with them. Uh, and but basically, like you said, everywhere, like, I try to be where I can when I can. Like this Saturday, I'm there with the city. We have the mayor's 5K run at the sports complex. That's what it's called right up there.
Yeah,
I always forget the name. That's at 8 a.m. And then like for Onyx on, let me just get the exact date. We're not bringing them, sorry. We're making a Drake tribute night. So I don't know, you might like that one. I don't know, maybe like Drake on May
yeah, yeah, yeah.
22nd. And so he's dropping a new album next week. I mean, 2 weeks on the 15th. So on the 22nd, we're doing a Drake tribute night. Uh, I mean, Drake has a bunch of hits, like, like he can fill up the whole night.
Yeah.
We did one for Bad Bunny and Karol G, and they got pretty good, those. We're also working on one there with doing like the 90s, 2000 pop rock, like Linkin Park, Blink 182,
Oh shit.
Green Day, like that title,
So
and I
you're
guess that's
able
what
to
what
mix
I.
those types of music in there, like to make them danceable and all that stuff?
Mhm.
Oh shit, that's cool.
No, no, yeah, like and I like that genre a lot, like that and but now I listen to more things, but yeah, I think that's one of those like that here sounds like Nickelback and
Hmm.
Hoobastank, all those, especially the one Scotty doesn't know that song. I forget their name, but
That one's
but it always
awesome,
makes me
man.
laugh. Hmm.
We got a few
Pero
more
no,
people
yeah.
shouting you out here. Robert Leja says that Ivan Tapia always knew about VJ Encore.
Oh yes, Ivan, yeah, good old friends from back in the day, baseball days and all that. Great times.
Carl Kidd says, "Bam."
Hey, what's up,
Uh,
Carl?
Fernie says, "Saludos Encore. It was great working with you."
We do karaoke.
Carl says he hired you for a wedding,
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, it was a good one. Good one.
and Ram, saludos.
And the rap.
All right. No, man. Look, I really appreciate it, man. You attracted a crowd tonight, so I appreciate that
I hope
as
so. Thank
well.
you,
But
thank you.
good luck on your on your day tonight, Tejano Thursday there at
Hmm.
Onyx. Let us know how it goes, and maybe sometime again in a month or two or something like that, we can catch up again and see where you're at, what you're doing, what you're working
Yeah.
on.
No, no, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I think that's some like little projects coming up, like big projects, right? Obviously, but yeah, it'd be good to catch up.
Awesome. All right,
Right.
man. Well,
So
thank you. Appreciate it, and good luck tonight.
no, thank you. And I just gotta say my uh yeah to side prayer. I don't know. I've been rolling with that for a bit lately. Uh, so people, hey, ya tú sabes. I didn't even tell me uncle is, hey, ya tú sabes. So it's fun. Yeah, I like it.
So everybody knows, ya tú sabes.
Hmm.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you later, VJ. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.